What if I told you that the power to transform your life lies within the pages of a journal? If you're going through stress, anxiety, insomnia, or any type of emotional difficulties, this video is for you. As someone who struggled with anxiety for years, I found the best template for journaling that will not only help with reducing your stress and anxiety, but also can help you find success in all areas of your life. But first, here's 3 benefits to start journaling. Number 1 is that it brings the focus to yourself to the present moment. A lot of times people, they lose focus on what they need to do is because their mind is preoccupied with so many different ideas and so many things. And sometimes they think about the things that hasn't happened yet, or think about the things that had happened that you cannot change anymore. And this is really the time for you to communicate with yourself. You are not only looking at the present moment, but you want to also look at the future of how you want to paint the picture. You're going to use your imagination to come up with the strategies and plan as to what actions you need to take to get to where you want to be. Another thing I like about journaling is that it helps you solve the problems. Whatever the problems you're going through in life, it's hard to come up with the solutions just by thinking about it. But when you start writing down the facts, you write down the pros and cons of each choice you're making, it's gonna really help you get to the solution. And the point of that is that you wanna always find the answer from within yourself instead of seeking for the solution from outside. The last thing I really like about journaling is that this is a time for you to be really honest with yourself. We are all accustomed to saying things and making mistakes, but always want to come up with an excuse to make yourself look better. But this is a time for you to really spend time with yourself and be honest. If you're lacking on certain things, hey, write it down. These are the things I want to improve on. These are the mistakes I've made, but here is something I'm going to do to make it better, to improve myself. This may feel scary for you if you're trying it for the first time because you have to be 100% honest with yourself. You may feel like you're naked, but once you write it down and once you admit to it, that is actually the first step to improve in any areas. Before I share my template, let me tell you how I started journaling for myself. The first time I started journaling was when I was 16 years old. That's when I first came to the US, leaving my friends and family behind. And that's when I was first struggling with my emotion because I was homesick, I was depressed. And one of the things I was going through was I was having a hard time falling asleep at night. So one night I couldn't fall asleep, my body was all tensed up. So I got out of the bed, I sat down, started writing about how I felt at the time. Why am I feeling so worried and anxious? Is there really a problem? And if there's not a problem, why am I still tensed up? So I just started writing about how I felt, and shortly after, I felt just immediately better. My body was relaxed and I'm more calm, and I was able to go back to sleep. After doing some research, I came up with this template that works really well. So as soon as you open up your journal, you want to write down these 10 things. And there are 3 questions you want to ask about each category. First question, are you getting enough of each of these 10 action items on the list? Number 2, if yes, how do you feel about it? If not, what's getting in your way? Number 3, what can you do about it? On the list, you see number 1, sleep. I want to keep track of how many hours have I slept. So if I slept for example, 6.5 hours, was that enough for me? If you're feeling really tired throughout the day, then the answer is no. Then the question is, what's getting in your way? Maybe I was watching too much Netflix. So then what can you do about it? Then you'll say, I'm gonna reduce the TV time and then try to go to bed early. A lot of people don't really keep track of their sleep hours, but it is really, really important. So this really helped me significantly. Another example I want to talk about is number 6, routine and structure. Routine and structure is basically about your morning routine, work routine, or night routine. For me, for example, in the morning, I like to always start with a glass of water, a light exercise, and a meditation. I ask myself, was it enough to kind of get me energized in the morning? If the answer is yes, that's great. If not, then I can add another activity such as reading a book or doing a positive affirmation for 5 to 10 minutes. Having a routine and structure always helps with the clarity and gives you the confidence to move forward throughout the day. It's like having a blueprint when you're building a house. Structure and routine is always there. It's going to be like a backbone. The last example that I want to use is number 7, productivity and accomplishment. I like to always create a to-do list the night before and then write down the list of things I need to accomplish accomplish the next day. If that was good, then that's good, but if that was not enough, then I can add a few things on the list that was not added. This is a very important topic because everyone is so busy every day, but sometimes they're busy with tasks that are not very important. I want to come up with a list of things I need to accomplish that day, the night before. So you want to always tackle down the most important task first. That way you can actually increase the productivity and accomplish a lot more throughout the day. It really comes down to time management because everybody has a 24 hours a day. It depends on how you utilize it. By looking at the list that's all checked off, you know that you've done a great job today. And that's going to give you a sense of accomplishment. And it's going to help you go to sleep much better. Everyone's going through emotional difficulties in life and get challenged with a lot of obstacles. And that's okay. That's the beauty of life because struggles make you grow. There are many ways to cope with the stress and anxiety. And another method that I really like is meditation. If you want to find out how to meditate, please check out the video right there. Until next time, my friend, stay feeling alive.